Well, got some more jams. Indeed, got quite a few jams on this fancy playlist. July 30th, 1989. Bobby Brown from Ghostbusters 2 at number 6 with On Our Own, up 6 from number 12 on this fancy playlist. July 30th, 1989. Took notes on this, took so many notes on this record, on this song. Going to divide the video into two parts. Part one tonight, hopefully do part two tomorrow night. Bobby Brown's On Our Own. Let's talk about Ray Parker Jr. first, though. He did the original theme for Ghostbusters, for the original Ghostbusters. Had a massive hit. It's one of the iconic hits ever. Ghostbusters by Ray Parker Jr. Ray Parker Jr. was on a roll back in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. 1978, when he was with Radio, Ray Parker Jr. coming out with Jack and Jill, and there was You Can't Change That. If there was ever a catchy record, a super melodic record, as if the artist was sitting down and said, I'm going to write a hit, and it just came out, it would have been that. You Can't Change That. I was just always amazed at just how the words just rhyme together. Oh, well, I'm getting off topic again. That was in 1979. Two places at the same time. Ray Parker Jr. going solo in 1980. And there was the song he did, A Woman Needs Love, back in 1981. It was really good. Ray Parker Jr. about singing about relationships between men and women, the complications and the misperceptions that go on. And there was the other woman in 1982, went out with a bang with Ghostbusters, which, if I remember correctly, went to number one summer 1984. But then his momentum started to fall off. There was Jamie in the fall of 1984, that went to number 14. And there were one of my favorite records by him, actually. Girls Are More Fun in the fall of 1985, but that just cracked the top 40. And bottom line was, well, he had lost a lot of momentum by the late 80s. The music scene had changed. Got these dynamic producers like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis coming to the fore, L.A. Reid and Babyface, and by the late 80s. Peter Afterman, one of the music directors of Ghostbusters 2, he was thinking about Ray Parker Jr., but he preferred to have someone who was current, someone who was really hot, a marquee name, but a new name, someone strong. And the film companies, like the music companies, they would like to have a hit record on their soundtrack. He got together, Peter Afterman got together with the director of Ghostbusters 2. His name was Ivan Reitman, and they were talking about what kind of music would be suitable for Ghostbusters 2. Reitman was not into R&B. He was more into rock. But Afterman thought that R&B would be the way to go. Bobby Brown came to mind. Bobby Brown, Don't Be Cruel in 1988. There was My Prerogative, which was massive number one. And Every Little Step in the Spring of '89. Bobby Brown was definitely a red hot candidate. He was red hot property. Or let me rephrase it, red hot musician. That'd be more appropriate in 1989. And Afterman gave Reitman a copy of Bobby Brown's Don't Be Cruel album. Reitman listened to it and he greenlighted Bobby Brown. He said, he's the man, let's use him. They took Bobby Brown. They met Bobby Brown. When they started shooting the movie, they let Bobby Brown visit the set. And Bobby Brown, he met Dan Aykroyd. He met Bill Murray. Bill Murray commented on the chains that Bobby Brown wore around his neck. He said, How does your neck hold up with all those chains?" And just joking around, good vibes being passed around. Bobby Brown, he reads the script. He likes it. He says, "I'd like to write 2 songs." And Afterman and Reitman said, okay, go for it. Bobby Brown writes a song called We're Back. And, well, disappointment. Sort of ran into a wall there. It would take the intervention of two massive producers to put a hit record up from Ghostbusters 2. Boy, I tell you what, the music industry can be an ego deflator at times. But we'll go into that part two of the video of Bobby Brown's On Our Own. on my fantasy playlist at number 6, July 30th, 1989.